Hi there. I just got back from a 3-day, 930km shakedown of my Indian Pacific wheel race bike setup. I learned a lot. It was very valuable. So I thought I'd run you through the setup of this beautiful thing. The heart of the bike is a curved Belgie Spirit made of titanium for ruggedness and reliability, and it has a nice endurance geometry. It's hard to see because of all the bags, but there's a nice tall head tube there, and the angles are nice and suitable for long days in the saddle. Now the other reason I got this frame is because of this massive tire clearance. These are 35mm Compass Bon Jon Pass tires. They are absolutely fantastic. They are incredibly supple. The sidewall here is really supple, and I ran them at about 55 to 60 psi, which was really comfortable, which is good because a lot of the remote South Australian roads are incredibly coarse chip seal. Now the only problem I have with these is that I have them set up tubeless, but they are a bit temperamental, so they will lose pressure. They will occasionally have the sealant sort of seep out a bit, but generally they are absolutely brilliant tires. So I'm running another Bon Jon Pass on the front as well. Very happy with them. Very fast, very smooth rolling tire. Brilliant. Now the bag setup I've got is overwhelmingly Apidura. 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 In fact, the only bag I have that isn't Apidura is this one, the top tube bag, made by Australian company Bike Bag Dude. Now, Apidura's top tube bag isn't really big enough, so I got a big one, and it's great. I really like it. Alright, let's talk a little bit about illumination. Now, I am using an Ituo. ITUO, I think that's how you say it, Wiz 1. Ituo Wiz 1. Now this is from a company called Full Beam Australia. I talked to them about my requirements for lights. I wanted GoPro mountable, because there's just so many GoPro mounts out there, you can just find one that fits wherever you want it, and I wanted it to be rechargeable via mini USB, which is really important. So little charge point here on the side. Now I just got this like crappy sort of mount here that's just a really simple basic GoPro mount, and it's actually pretty good. I wasn't thinking I was going to put this here, but I ended up putting there because it's one of the few places I had room for it. It's out of the way, it sort of shines in front of you, and yeah, it's pretty good. Now the light itself is very good. It's got three, sort of a low, medium, high. I can't remember exactly how many lumens each one is off the top of my head. For most highway riding, I had it on low. It's also got a number of flash modes as well, and it's got quite good battery life, which is really important. So yeah, quite happy with that light. It's done a good job. Now I've also got a spare Nog light, just in case. You always have to have something in case of emergency. Speaking of Nog lights, one of my absolute favorite things that I've tested over the last 12 months is this thing, the Nog Blinder Mr. Chips. Now it's a really easy light to mount to, you know, heaps and heaps of different shapes. And as you can see, I've just got it on the fork here, and if you see the flash mode, that's Eco Flash. So that just lights up one sort of, alternately lights up each side of the LED panel. Now that has an acclaimed battery life. I haven't tested it, I haven't timed it, 55 hours. So when you're riding sort of in twilight or at night or early morning, you know, you can just run that and not have to worry about charging it for days. It's brilliant, I love them, fantastic lights. The back, I've got the rear version of the Blinder Bomb Mr. Chips. Same deal, great light, good sort of spot to mount it. Not the most visible, which is why I've got a second light up here on the back of the saddlebag. Now this is a Blinder R70. Doesn't have quite the same battery life as the Blinder Mr. Chips, but you know, good light, and it also, I mean, this thing is blinding. If you've ever ridden behind someone with one of these things, you know how bright they are. Now I'm particularly happy with the water bottle and hydration system, because when it comes to bikepacking, you're dealing with just millimeters of clearance, you know, no guarantee that anything will fit or work with anything else. And I actually had a lot of problems because I wanted to take liter bottles. I wanted to take these Zeffel Magnums. Now, I've only got one at the moment, but I'm going to buy more. These are one of the few bottles that actually comes in a full litre. Now, the problem I had is that they were very tall bottles, so they were pushing all the way sort of up to here, which meant that I didn't have enough room to put this frame bag in. So I talked to my mechanic, Pete, at Adelaide BMCR, and he made these awesome little sort of adapters. So you can see the original mount points there. Now he's just made these adapters and just dropped that one down, and he's dropped this one way down. Look how low that is. So now I can fit 2 Zeffel Magnum 1 litre bottles in the frame and have my bag. That is freaking good. Now, side exit cages as well. See that? So you can just pull them, whoop, you can pull them straight out. No worries. Love it. Now, one of my absolutely favorite things are these Syntace C3 bars. Now, if you were following Christoph Strasser yesterday, who rode across Australia in something insane like 6.5 days, I think? I don't know if he was using these exact bars or a carbon version or whatever, but these bars are fantastic. Like, just the shape of them, you know, they're so good. They just bend. I can't really show it to you, unfortunately, but the way they go around your sort of arm, like, they just, they're so comfortable. There was one day I did 350 Ks roughly, and I reckon about 300 of them was spent on these bars. No back problems, no discomfort. They're phenomenal. I can't believe how comfortable they are, and I am absolutely stoked to have them. Now, this thing here is absolutely crucial. It is a mirror from Zeffel, and I friggin' hate bike mirrors, but holy shit, this thing is handy. Because a lot of the time you're on windy highways, you don't know what's coming up behind you, and it's traveling at, 110 k's an hour. So here you can just sort of look down, see what's behind you, not have to turn your head, which can make you swing out into the road. Brilliant. $30. $30 well spent. Okay, just a quick word on what I've got in each bag. In here we have my spare clothes and a few just general bits and pieces, spare light, spare tubes, all in there. Yeah, pretty good. Still have plenty of room. So I can put more stuff in there if I need, and I most certainly will need to put more stuff. Turn the lights off. Yeah, but generally pretty good bag. You need to pack it tight, okay? If you don't pack it tight, this gets all floppy and doesn't hold its shape and just sort of like flops around behind you, and it's annoying. Also, do these things up tight, otherwise, again, floppy and annoying. In here, I have, can't remember which side is which, but I basically have tools on one side and sort of medical stuff on the other side. So sunscreen, lip balm, all that sort of stuff. Top here, this is the power section. So I have my battery and cables in there, always ready. My navigational Garmin. I had one Garmin for recording and one for navigation because I don't really trust one Garmin. Never trust one Garmin. These are my feed bags, just for all kinds of stuff. I've got some M&Ms down there, got some dried fruit, got some dried dates in that side. So always just sort of at hand to just shovel into your face because you're eating constantly. And up front here we have my sleeping arrangement. Now I'll do a video showing you what I've got in depth. I didn't actually need to use this because I stayed in hotels for a couple of nights that I was away, but I've got like a really nice bivvy, like a good sort of alpine one. I've also got a silk liner and a space blanket as well, just in case. And here is my inflatable mattress. Now, I'm probably going to buy the next size up of this Apidura bag because it means I'll be able to roll the blanket around the bivvy and then be able to fit it just in one bag. And that is actually really important. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching. I will do more videos about this bike and the setup because the Indian Pacific is only like 7 weeks away and it's terrifying. So thanks for joining me. Keep an eye out. I'll make more videos soon. Cheers.